So I am just going to talk you through making a chess piece in the two softwares that we've got available. They're both from Autodesk, and one is called Tinkercad and one is called Fusion 360. Tinkercad is like a basic version of Fusion 360. So this one, you can drag and drop. So if you're going to create a new design, click on Create New Design. This is online, so you're working online. So basically you're dragging shapes in and resizing them. You can type into here. And then if you want to add something to this or take it away, then you need to grab other shapes and bring them in. So you can adjust heights here, sizes here, and you can make it go up and down by grabbing this cone shape. So this one is simpler, but it's not as good for arranging or making more complicated shapes. Now, if I wanted to put this and this together, the simplest way to align it is to use the Align tool, and that will put it directly in the middle. If I wanted it to come up, I grab the cone and I can adjust it, and then I need to kind of look carefully at where it's going to go. You can see it's just inside. So what I'll do is I'll try and join these together. So I select both of them and I go to the Join tool here, Group. So remember, this one is for aligning, this is for grouping, this is for ungrouping, this is to mirror. So if I wanted to put this one and this one together, I would join Align, and then I can middle there, and I might try and put it on the top. So let me try and select this now and just drag it up. So I can make a figure, or I can make some kind of character like this. I can do the same with the circle. If I hold the Shift key down, then it keeps it locked. If I don't want it to be locked, I can just not hold the Shift key down. So I can build up characters doing that. Okay, now if I want to use it on the 3D printer, I need to go to Export, and I need to export it as an STL. Now I don't want all of these things, so I can either get rid of what I don't want, or I can just select what I do want. The selected shape, STL, and it calls it funny names. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to just put it here, and we're going to use that later on. Okay, so the other way of doing it is to use Fusion 360. This is a more complicated piece of software, but once you've learnt it, you can do much more with it. So first of all, you have to realize that you're drawing flat shapes and then you're extruding them, you're pulling them out. So if you look at this box here, these are the X, Y, and Z. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to create a sketch. You're going to create a flat shape, and it gives you the option of where you're going to draw it. So depending on what plane you want to draw it on, now I'm just going to draw it on the bottom one, and I want to draw a circle, so I'm just going to use the middle, and then I can put in there an actual figure. So if I was doing a chess set and I wanted all the figures to be the same size, then I could easily do that. Then I have to finish the sketch, so it's just a simple circle, and then I'm going to extrude it. And I can drag it up and down, or I can write in a number. Now I want to turn this into more of a three-dimensional shape. So I'm going to think what I need to do. I'm going to make a rotation. I'm going to use a template and cut it out going around in a circle. I'm going to draw a line that I want it to go around to begin with. So that is the center. Can you see? Then I want to draw a shape, and I want it to be, I drew on this plane before, I want to be on a vertical plane, so I'm looking at the side of it. And then I'm going to draw using, I can either use this one, which will give me more curved lines, or this one, which will give me more straight lines and points. So it depends whatever you feel comfortable with. So I'm just going to roughly draw something that might look like a chess character. Jumps around a bit, so maybe you can adjust your grid settings to get what you want. Okay, then I'm going to just come back to the start so it joins up with this. And you can see that has made a shape that I want to cut out. Can you see that? So then I'm going to go to Create and I'm going to do a revolve. So it's going to use the shape I've just created, the profile, and it's going to cut out everything around that. So I need to select the axis it revolves around, which is the line we drew earlier. And you can see it's already cut everything. So I can say cut, join, intersect. I'm just going to cut it. So that then is a chess piece. Now I can do different things with that. If I wanted to make it a hollow shell, I can do that. I just select it. And if I say I want 3mm shell on the inside, okay, then I can check this. So you can see I have made a hollow shell. So that won't take so long to print. So what I'm thinking is, as you're printing, you need to think, how is it going to print? And then how long is it going to take? And how much plastic is it going to use? So you can see this is hollow, so it should print a little bit quicker. I don't want this to stay, so I'm just going to cancel it. Right, you need to save it. So I'll save it as chess piece. It'll take a little bit of time to save because it saves to the cloud. And then you need to export this again as an STL file. So you go to Export, Chess Piece, and you drop down the menu. The bottom one is STL, and it will save to wherever I choose, and this is desktop. So this is now downloading, and you can see it takes a little bit of time. So you can just wait for that to download before you can use it. Okay, so as that is downloading, I'm going to tell you what to do next. So these are the STL files. The other one will pop up on my desktop. Right, you're going to use one of two software. You're going to use this one called Multimaker Cura. And then this one, the Multimaker Cura, is for the Crealty machines. And then the Repetier host is for the colido machines. So depending on what machine you're going to use, it depends on what slicer you're going to use. So you open up the slicers. Multimaker Cura is this one. So when that file turns up, we will then use that. And then this is Repetier host. Right, the first thing you need to do is add your STL file. So it was on my desktop. There we go, this one. So when you import it, it might come in a strange position. Okay, so if it doesn't come in, if it drops down and it comes in upside down or sideways, then you're going to have to rotate it. And then if you say type in 90 degrees, you can see it turns through 90 degrees, or 180 will be upside down. You can see this is under the bed, so you need to drop object and maybe center the object so it comes into the right position. Okay, so I don't want that, so I want it to be up the other way because I want the base to print first. You've got to remember to click on the thing you're going to change. And then, okay. So I've had to turn it right around again. Right, it's in the middle of the air. So I'm going to drop it. No, not copy. So I want to drop the object and center the object. Okay, so once I've got it as I want it, I will go to slice. So it's doing the Gcode and it has sliced it, you can see there. Then I need to get the Gcode from the slicer, so I save it. So just save as something so you know what it is. Then that will save to my desktop. There's the Gcode. This is the code you're going to use for your 3D printer. But this is the other chess piece. So we're going to use Multimaker. This is a lot easier, you just drag it in. When it's in there, you obviously want the base to be on the print table. So you select it, select rotate, drag this around, and it will automatically go into the right. It'll automatically drop. Okay, so that is your chess piece. This one is a lot easier to change things. So now the amount of fill it has will determine how long it takes, and also if you've made it into a shell, so if the middle bit's hollow, you'll use less plastic. So we can reduce the amount of fill here. So I'm going to do 10%, and then what I would do is I would press slice, save to file. If your computer is plugged into a 3D printer, it will say print via USB. So it's going to take 3 hours and 40 minutes, and it's going to use this amount of plastic. This is where it's going to save. I want to save it on the desktop. And again, it's saving as Gcode. Let's see if we can find it. There we go. So those are your two options for 3D printing. So drawing using Fusion 360, which is a more advanced and better option, or drawing using Tinkercad. Remember, you have to export both as STL file, and then you have to use them in either Repetier host or Ultimaker Cura to make your Gcode, which you can then 3D print from. Okay, have fun designing.